Okay. Good morning, world. It's actually not morning here right now. It is afternoon. But I just wanted to make a quick video about my neighbour, who I've spoken about a few times on this channel. I've just found out that she has passed away. And she was old, she was 83. I know some people live much older than 83, but a lot of people would say that she had a good innings. She did do a lot in her life, and I would truly describe her as being a saintly woman. Just so good-hearted, so kind, so thoughtful. A good Christian woman. Yeah, didn't want to say a bad word about anyone. And, leading up to the end, it was hard to see her feel like, she kind of felt like she had less of a say about her own life, and that, people were taking over decision making and things like that. And I understand, that family wants to do what they think is in their loved one's best interests and safety and all that sort of stuff. And I don't want to say any more about that, because I don't, it's not my place. I shouldn't say anything. But the last time that I saw her, just over a week ago, I had all my daughters with me, and I'm glad that I had all my daughters with me and that she got to see us all. She was still fine to eat lunch with us, and hold a conversation and everything. And she walked down from her room down to the dining room where we sat, and watched the kids on the playground and everything. And I do wish that I had been able to maybe see her one more time and say goodbye. But it's funny, isn't it, when people die, they're gone to somewhere better, aren't they? They're fine. It's us who are left behind that are sad and feel sorry for ourselves, really, as well. It's not just about missing that person, it's about feeling sorry for yourself, some of it. I hope that's not misunderstood what I'm saying, but anyway. So her family has already been in the process for the last few days of going through everything at the house, before she passed even, to sort out, what they're doing with everything, and trying to clear it out and stuff. And it's a hard time, isn't it? It's it would be hard to go through everything like that. And even to say things that nobody wants, we'll just go to the op shop I mean, even that would be hard for me to ever give my, you know, family members stuff to the mum shop. That, I know that sort of makes sense and everything, but it just would be hard, wouldn't it? And yeah, I just, yesterday, they had put out the front of their house, you know, for anyone who drove past and saw it and wanted it, they'd put this really old vintage pram, like a baby pram, a carriage style one. And it was, you know, made out of steel, like metal and leather. And I said to her, oh, is that your mum's pram from when you guys were little? And she'd said yes. And I was like, oh my gosh, because she had actually offered when I was pregnant with my littlest, with Bubby now, she had offered to give me her old pram that she had from when her kids were little. And she had told me about how it was still in such good condition and everything. And, you know, yeah, said that it was one if I wanted it. You know, that she's been keeping it, you know, in a nice, like, part of her house and everything, so it didn't, like, get weathered and stuff. And, anyway, and I hadn't actually seen it, but I had already got a pram for Bubby, and so I, you know, just had gratefully declined. You know, I was very grateful that she had offered me that, especially, like, to me that was sort of a very special, like a family heirloom type thing, you know, and she was going to give that to me, like, for my baby. That was just so sweet of her. And anyway, so yesterday I finally got to see her for the first time, and I said to her daughter, oh my gosh, can I please take that? Like, she did just have it out on the road for anyone to take anyway, so of course she didn't mind. I said, can I please take that, because you know, I knew what it was and everything, and I said, oh, you know, my daughters will love to play with that, you know, even just for a outside pram. You know, we've got cats, they can put the cats in it, or their dolls or whatever. But yeah, so now we have the pram after all, and yeah, that's just sweet. I mean, this pram is so vintage, like, it's so old. I've never seen anything like it in my life. Or probably, like, I know this might sound rude, but, like, probably in, like, a museum. Yeah, so anyway, yeah, so my neighbour has passed, and, you know, I drove past her church before, because it was actually a church that I was going to become a member at, and my neighbour was going to like, help with that, like, with introducing me to the, you know, priest there, and you know, stuff. And yeah, and I just thought, you know, I'm not even sure if they know yet, and yeah, I just like, kind of had a lot of thoughts going through my head, and I guess this is, like, pointless for anyone else, maybe, I don't know, but you know, I am glad that she's not suffering in pain and emotional distress like she was, towards the end. Last time I spoke with her, she was quite upset, talking about feeling like she didn't belong anywhere. And, she didn't want to go back and forth to the hospital and then to the respite place where she was. She didn't want to be shoved into some nursing home where she didn't know anyone, and, that sort of stuff. And she was upset, and I hated that for her, that she felt like she didn't belong anywhere, that made me so sad. And I'm glad that she's not feeling like that anymore. I'm glad that right now she will be feeling so much love and belongingness in heaven with God, with our Father, because that is 100% where she is. And she doesn't deserve to be in a long drawn out situation. But yeah, it's funny because the first thing that I text my partner after finding out when I was at the place was, do we need any margarine? Like, I gotta go to the shops. Do we need any margarine? And, I kind of smiled to myself after I realized that, because, it's kind of like life still goes on, doesn't it? You still have to think about what's for dinner. You still have to put petrol in your car. You still have to get things from the shops. You still got to blow your kid's snotty nose. Even though something, big can happen, even though somebody can pass away, and the world has changed from that moment on, isn't it? Yeah. It's just a reminder as well of, no matter what is going on in the world, you still gotta keep going. There is nothing else to do but to keep going and do what needs to be done in your life and focus on what you need, and go to the shops, get your margarine. Anyway, I'm not home yet, but I will sign off there, or I'm just going to keep rambling. But yeah, thanks for listening. I know it's not a news piece, nothing informative, really. Just sharing today. And wherever you are, whatever you're doing, keep your chin up and be positive, be grateful for what you have, recognize your blessings, be kind to one another. Yep. Alright, I will see you all in another video. Bye.